great, y'all? Y'all already know what time it is. We got another cover up. So right now, printing the stencil, as you can see, for the cover up that we were about to do. Then once it's printed, I'm gonna make sure it's the right size and everything, because when you're making cover-ups, it's so important that you have the size, and especially if you're printing it. If you're gonna freehand it or whatever, hey, you don't need to do all this. But a lot of times I like to get the onion sheet that comes on. I like to pre-measure the skin so I don't have to do as many prints. But I know the area that I'm working on right now, I know I have to blow it as big as possible. So let me see your arm real quick. I just want to make sure it's good for your arm. And, her face is not too. Time it is. We got another cover up, and this is my client Kim, and we're covering up this Spider Woman. But this was a 15-year-old tattoo, and it held up pretty well. But we decided to come up with this theme of new life, new beginnings, and things of that sort. So the flowers are her thoughts blooming, growing into the new person that she is. And as you can see, we have water flowing and a whole bunch of things flowing on her face. And that embodies the pain and the journey, the things that you went through. Because a lot of times people say you don't look like what you've been through. So that's the embodiment of her face. And putting the whole piece together, we're embracing new beginnings, new life, love, and everything all in one to create this perfect piece for my client Kim. Man, what's up, y'all boys, man? Your boy birthday in a couple of days, so yeah, man. I'm getting up there. But I was just thinking, man, about the art of waiting your turn and the things that God will put you through just to get where you're trying to go. And I know my channel is about tattooing. I know that. I get that. But I also want to give y'all me too as well. I don't want y'all just to get tips and tricks and then just, don't know me at all. But the art of waiting your turn is so important. It's so important. And mind you, I'm not where I want to be just yet. I'm getting there, but I'm not there just yet. I have this vision in my mind, the way I am as a person, the way I am as an artist. I have these dreams, I have these aspirations inside myself to where I set the bar so high to where I'm reaching, I'm jumping, I'm running towards this certain goal, you get me? So that's why I say I'm not there yet. To some people could say I'm there yet. I'm already there because I came from a small town and a lot of artists followed my blueprint on how to make it out of that small town. I'm the first person from my town to do what I've done. Mind you, I live a great life. I live a great life. I live a blessed life. But oftentimes where we mess up on our journey to come up is that we don't want to wait our turn. And I've had homies I started tattooing with that came up with me and everything. We started at the same time. Like, I bullshit you not. Like I give you a story, like perfect example of a story. I had this one homie, right? And mind you, I started tattooing I had the idea of the tattoo maybe a week before him. With probably like a month or so, he bought his equipment and we just started tattooing. And he would drive me up to Atlanta. And at the time, I'm back home. And that's about a 2-hour drive or so. We get supplies. And we were just road running. Just all over, just road running. But, excuse me, y'all. But The problem that he had was he couldn't wait his turn. And though we started at the same time, the progression that I had for people having a connection to my art, and mind you, he had other things going on too as well, but those are some of the things that God puts you through and life puts you through. You have to go through those uncomfortable moments. You have to go through these uncomfortable things. And he had the option to stay and stick it out like I did. Like, I risked it all. Like, I told the story before in bits and pieces, but I didn't have a plan B. I didn't make a plan B. I had plan A to make sure plan A supported plan B, then C. But he later went off and he went and joined the army and things of that sort or whatever. And the progression changed because now you don't have that focus on exactly what you're doing in that moment. Now something else has your attention. But every day, every moment, I'm thinking about being a tattoo artist and a business owner only, a brand only, marketing myself only, every day, day in, day out. And mind you, I was in college, so yeah, I still went to parties. We still, girls and all that stuff like that, man. But I'm gonna be honest, when I found my passion, I locked in so tough that nothing else mattered, to the point where I started to get notoriety because of the journey and the hard work I was doing. And people started to think that I was an overnight success, i.e., said homeboy felt like I was a overnight success, which I wasn't. I stayed up countless nights, countless hours researching, countless hours drawing, talking to people and they ain't booking, talking to people and they not interested in tattooed by me because I had no social proof. I had no confidence in what I could provide. I didn't learn how to say no and walk away with confidence. So people understood that they was missing out on a great artist at that time. It was a lot of things I had to learn along that process. And the biggest thing I learned through life, from going homeless and risking it all, saving up all my money, moving to California, having to put what I wanted on hold, but keeping that dream still on my mind. I got to California and I started throwing parties out of my loft. But while I was throwing these parties out of the loft, they got so big, I started making money from that, and that helped fund my tattoo business where I opened my first shop in Fresno, California. And every time people would come, people would think I was a party promoter, but every time they would come, I'd put new pieces of art on the wall, and people would inquire about it. I was putting my aura out there. I never lost sight of the goal. And mind you, I maybe threw those parties probably about two years ago, 2 years or so, 3 years or so maybe. They got so big, the radio station started coming. They got so big, the other clubs knew that we were throwing parties. We was charging people $50 at the door, and then the whole time, I kept that investment, and I stayed every night, no matter what time those parties ended. By that night, whether we had girls over, whether we stayed up, whether we did whatever we did that day, I still got in my sketch pad. Back then, it wasn't no iPad, so. But yeah, I got in my sketch pad every night. I went and marketed myself every night. I would be on Facebook so much and copy and paste the same message until I actually got banned from sending the same messages over and over. I had to wait a whole nother day. That's how many messages I was seeing. I would make posts of my work and just go through the alphabet, A, B, C, D, and just tag everybody. A bunch of different posts. Because I wanted it that bad. But I also understood the importance of clapping for the people who did make it. I did understand that it wasn't my turn yet. Though I was nowhere near where I needed to be artistically, I still understood the art of waiting my turn. And to this day, said homeboy, we're not cool anymore, but at said homeboy, it's a big gap. Like he kept the idea that I was popular and I was an overnight success. But which is not true because there's so many layers to my story, which I just told you guys. So the moral of the story is remain true to your journey. Wait your turn, clap for others, be grateful. When others fall, don't laugh, learn. And the only reason I gave you that teaching moment is because you can be at the same place, start at the same time, look like this person, talk like this person, do everything the same. But your journeys are going to be different because of the work ethic that you put in, the time that you put into this, the way that you think about what you want to do. All these things matter. All these things play into waiting your turn. And waiting your turn, you have to also learn the art of not being envious of other people. Because if you can't handle seeing other people win and turning that envy into motivation to where that motivates you, you're not going to be ready. You're not going to be ready. And it's so important to understand that aspect of it is because when you get the money, when you get the cars, when you get the jewelry, when you get the girls, when you get the guys or whatever, guys, ladies, because I have a mixed audience. So whatever that you desire, when you finally get it, if your character isn't right, if you're not right, what do you think you're going to do? I know you don't want to be a falling star. I know you don't want to burn. Shine so bright, then just burn out. So I say this from a tenured artist in the game. Waiting my turn was the best thing I ever did. I remember when they laughed at me. I remember when they asked that I have a tattoo license. I remember when they said they knew somebody that can do it better, cheaper, faster, all of that stupid stuff. You understand? I remember that. I remember getting the runaround, but I waited my turn. Every day I worked, every day I grind, every day I put everything I had into what I have today. But still, the moral of the story, they still gonna say you're an overnight success, even when you truly deep down feel like you haven't made it yet. And that's okay. Because you know why? That's how you know you're on the right track to actually making it. But this project right here that I did was for my client Kim. It was a super massive cover up. It was crazy. We went live on TikTok, all that good stuff. And sometimes when I'm tattooing, I just get in a deep thought and I just write these topics down. And I said, man, I'm going to talk to my people. And I hope this message got to y'all. I know y'all came for tattooing, but hopefully you stay for the stories. And I got some more videos dropping. My birthday coming up. Some conventions coming up. A lot of great things coming up. We just added a new artist in the shop, and I'll put him on the YouTube soon and let y'all meet him as well. But as always, man, like, comment, subscribe, drop the notification bell, man. As always, man, I'm Kaytovenn, but you can call me KO. Always, man, be good, be great. And don't forget, man, wait your turn.